Two LAPD officers who were fired from their jobs in 2017 while on duty have had their appeal for reinstatement denied by a California judge. The reason for their termination? They were so enraptured trying to capture a Snorlax while playing PokemonGo that they ignored a burglary call. And yes, this is a real thing. Ryan, even Hillary Clinton got swept up in the PokemonGo mania of about 5 years ago with her famous Pokemon Go to the polls moment of just amazing historical cringe. Are you surprised that on-duty police officers who are getting a burglary call, does this speak to the power of Pokemon Go or the failures of the LAPD?
Which Pokemon? Well, it sounds like it was an extremely rare Pokemon.
The Snorlax? Yeah. I don't know.
Probably, at that point, you've got to make a judgment call. Because
it's a simple cost-benefit.
Finding a Snorlax. And also, they're like, what are we going to do? Stop the burglary? We're not going to stop the burglary.
What difference at this point does it make?
We're just going to take a report and file a report. We're not going to actually catch the burglar.
Well, because if you do catch the burglar, or even if
then it's a mess.
Well, then you have to do paperwork. That's less time for Pokemon Go.
Might have to chase them.
Yeah. Is this an isolated incident, or does it speak to deeper patterns?
Well, their response is funny. So because they were busted because there are these dash cams, right? As everybody knows, because the cops like to film themselves like lip syncing Ariana Grande songs and going viral, and so they were caught by their dash cam,
right?
Like chasing. Now you can't see a Pokemon Go through the dash cam, but they probably were talking about it.
Yeah.
And so then they tried to say that they had labor protections that were being violated by the dash cam being used against them in a disciplinary way, which was rejected.
Right.
That didn't fly. As somebody who's not okay with a lot of surveillance, I initially sympathize with it, and then I'm like, wait a minute, you are the police.
Right. Yeah.
So that's who does the surveillance.
Right.
So yeah, you're also going to get surveilled.
I'm told that you can see a Snorlax on the screen right now.
Is this a rare one? Maybe the control room can tell us. This must be, because if you got yourself fired and skipped out on a burglary, I would assume it's not for just some random run-of-the-mill Pokemon.
Right. No, that's not worth it at all.
Yeah. There's also stories of people who walk off cliffs and walk into traffic, and it can be dangerous to just be in the real world, but not in the real world.
Yeah.
Because there are things moving around that will hit and kill you.
Well,
or you will fall, or you will,
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And the fact, I think, that police officers were comfortable playing this on the job, it's just something that, it's so new.
Right,
that
they're gonna hit somebody. You should not be driving and doing Pokemon.
No,
unless only the partner is doing it, but.
Well, you should also be so terrified. First of all, we pay their salary, and we don't live in Los Angeles, but maybe Kim pays their salary, and they're playing Pokemon Go on the time that they're being paid for by taxpayers to protect, and then not even doing their job. So it's just an outrageous situation. They should be so terrified to be caught doing something like this that they would never do it to begin with. But maybe this was just a particularly negligent or particularly silly pair of officers.
Right, and they should be doing what everybody else is doing when they're being paid to drive around, which is listening to Joe Rogan.
Listening to Joe Rogan, absolutely. And they were falling down on the job.
They were.
Falling asleep on the job. Asleep at the Rogan wheel.
Yeah, indeed. Anyway, we will have more Rising right after this.